On this episode of the Third and Thirsty podcast, we're going to preview Week 11. Chargers take on the Jaguars. The Broncos have a big divisional game against the Chiefs. And then the Raiders play the Cowboys on Monday night. We're going to break it all down, get some hot takes. Let's get into it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome into the Third and Thirsty podcast. Your one-pot stop for Broncos, Chargers, Raiders, Kansas City, referee, and Taylor Swift free AFC West banter. I'm Alex Bell. I'm a Denver Bronco fan. We're 8-2, first place. To my left, Omar Rubio, who's a fan of the Chargers. They're 7-3, hanging on to second place. To my right, Edgar Larios, who's a fan of the Raiders. They're 2-7. They're a very bad football team. And we're going to break down Week 11 here. A couple of big games.
Hey, don't sell the Raiders short. They're solidly in last place.
Solidly in last place. A very bad football team. Looks like they're going to be that way for a while. Let's get into Week 11 here before Edgar leaves the podcast.
I'm fine. It's not like you guys isn't doing any better, but
we always go through the schedule. Let's just get to it real quick. Let's not waste any time. We got the Chargers taking on the Jags. They got the 10 o'clock slot. Then we'll get into the Broncos playing the Chiefs, and then we'll finish up with the Raiders and the Cowboys. But Omar, tell us a little bit about the the Chargers taking on the Jags. I'll get to the Chiefs later.
Yeah. Again, going with the theme of this year, one game at home, one game clear across the country for the most part. They've been just going back and forth. But thank you, NFL schedule makers, I guess.
Oh, don't get me started. Go ahead.
This is a very exciting game for me personally. That game versus the Jaguars a couple years ago in the playoffs still haunts me.
Yeah, and I remind you whenever I get a chance.
Yes, you do. Yes,
like Jordan, I took that personally.
It's only personal for Omar Rubio, the Third and Thirsty podcast. It's definitely not personal for someone like Justin Herbert.
No.
He played his worst game as a pro.
Actually, that wasn't that bad. The last game he played versus the Texans, that one was the best.
That's right. I get him mixed up.
Yeah,
shit he is.
But hey, he's a new man. He's got a new little side piece there, so it looks like he's turning a new leaf.
He's finally growing up.
Yeah, maybe. Still can't grow a beard, but he's growing it. Getting into the game though, I'm a lot more confident than I was a week ago going into the Chargers game, just because I don't see them as big of a threat as I saw the Steelers. The Steelers' brand of football is the brand of football that worries me a little bit more. The Jags are more of a hit and miss, like peak and valleys. There's a lot of good. There's some good, but there's a lot of bad. And I don't see that they're a true contender. Even in that division, it's not the greatest division. There's one good team. Everybody else is just kind of bouncing around.
I think the Texans are pretty good, man. But
that's what I'm saying. There's one good team. They
also have the Colts.
The Colts. But the Texans are good. Yeah, you're right. But I just feel like the Jags have just been playing good against the really bad teams. And then once they play a good team, it's like they almost just seem overmatched.
Yeah, they're coming off a pretty heartbreaking loss too against the Texans. That was a wild game.
Yeah, and then even before that, it took overtime for the Raiders. You know,
but I mean, scoring 28 points on the Texans, that's not easy at all.
It's not, but it is a divisional opponent. Like we always said, look what happened last week: Raiders and Broncos, divisional opponents.
Talk about that game anymore.
I know.
We should never play Thursday Night Football again. It's always the worst team to watch on Thursday Night Football. So let's move on. Go ahead. Get back
no, let's keep it bringing back. I like this is like the funnest thing.
Misery.
The Broncos lost, but go ahead.
You act like you're the one that's acting like they lost.
Let's keep it going. Yeah, I'm not as scared as I am. The only thing that worries me with them offensively on their side is Travis Etienne. Even though he's not what he used to be, even though it was a couple of years ago, it seems like he's not as great as he was, but he still had a couple good games. The Chargers have been playing bad against the run. They played a lot better last week, but just overall in the season, the run has been able to get to them. Nothing on offense really worries me besides that. They got a couple good receivers, but I think we match up well against them. Trevor Lawrence's legs do pose a threat, but it doesn't seem like he's been using them as much this year. It seems like he's been trying to trust his arm a little bit more. Whether that's been good or not, it's up for debate. Especially the record, they're 5-4, so they're not somebody that I don't think they're going to be there at the end of the season as far as vying for a playoff spot. So I feel like this is going to be an easier matchup. Not saying it's going to be an easy win, but it's going to be an easier matchup that doesn't exploit what the Chargers have weaknesses in. They don't have a good pass rush. They don't have like an overpowering pass rush. Their whole game is they're going to try to put up a lot of points, and if they can't, then it's kind of game over for them. That's the only way they've been winning any games. The Jaguars has been putting up a lot of points. It's usually shootouts, and that's how they win games. I don't see the Chargers giving up a game to them. Like, I don't see them turning this into a shootout. The Chargers defense, as well as they played last week and the week before, and even the week before that, like half the game, I feel like the Chargers defense is taking a turn, and in the right direction. Defensively for them, again, there's nothing there that really like strikes fear.
Right.
I don't see them overpowering the Chargers. Obviously, the Chargers' offensive line, as we always say, I say it every episode, they're in shambles. It's a flip of a coin to see who's gonna even play that week. Justin Herbert's been having to put the whole team on his back. Luckily, the running game's been getting better. It's a little bit hit and miss, but hopefully they can turn that around this week. They've been having like Kamani Vidal's had in the last 6 weeks or 5 weeks, he's had 3 games of 100 yards or more, and it's been like 100 yards, 20, 100 yards, 30, 100 yards, and if he goes and has a good showing again this week, then that'll be like 2 in a row. Then maybe that's something they could build off, and maybe when Amari and Hampton comes back, they can be more of a 1-2 punch, but that's still in the future. Hopefully this week, Kamani Vidal can build off of what he's been doing and just a little bit more consistency. Not so much of a home run or strikeout. Maybe a game of like 70 yards, 60 yards, instead of a 30 or 20. Then that just gives me more hope. But even if he does that, I think the arm of Justin Herbert with the weapons he has around him is enough to beat this team.
Yeah, the Jaguars definitely don't seem as like a scary team.
They don't.
This year it's weird that they got 5 wins. They beat the Chiefs somehow. They caught Chiefs on a bad name, I guess. But the Chargers is going to be a big game for them. Just how their schedule shakes out. You kind of have to win these next 2 games to really give yourself a nice cushion going into the wild card in the AFC West race. Got the Jags and the Raiders. But then the Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Texans, Broncos. So I don't think any of those games are really gimmies. Even the Cowboys got better on defense and their offense is crazy good. So definitely want to take advantage of these next couple of weeks. So major takeaway from the game: Chargers win this game if
the running game gets going. That's why I kind of like leaned into that with Kamani Vidal. It just needs to be more consistent. They've beat other teams when he was off, but it's just because the other teams weren't good. 2 weeks ago when they played the Titans, he had a really bad game. I think it was under 30 yards, but it was the Titans. So it's got to be consistent. It's got to be him consistently getting push, even if he's not getting 5-6 yards of carry. If he's getting 3.5 yards of carry, that just doesn't put them behind the sticks. It gives them a little bit more advantage going into a 3-4 instead of a 3-8, 3-10, 3rd-10, sorry. But I think that's what's going to be the telling story on offense is if the running game gets going, it just takes that much off of Justin Herbert's arm and back and legs, which we all know he can do it. But if he doesn't have to, then and you can run the ball, and then it just makes it easier of a game for them.
Okay. And then hot take.
My hot take for this game, I want to say that Quentin Johnston gets back in the end zone. He's been having a couple off games. He had a touchdown, I think, last week, if I'm not mistaken. But if not, it's been a couple weeks. And he hasn't had many catches, had some targets, but I feel like he gets back in the end zone and does it twice. So he gets 2 touchdowns for QJ this week.
Damn.
That's a pretty big week.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, he's done it a couple times this year already. He's still, I think, the top receiving touchdown receiver on the team. So, and that's without him getting back in the end zone in a couple weeks and having a couple of down weeks. So,
Okay. Well, if you're watching and you got him on your fantasy team, I guess you got to start him this week, huh? You listen to Omar from the Third and Thirsty podcast.
because he's always right.
Okay, let's get to the Broncos before we do. Shout out to anybody that's watching on YouTube. Thank you for checking us out. We did a live stream today, so we're going to keep doing those on Mondays and Tuesdays when we record. So keep an eye out for those. And then follow us on Instagram, Third and Thirsty Podcast. Yeah. So Broncos Chiefs, obviously a huge game. Haven't really put much thought into it yet, just because I'm kind of afraid of how it's going to go. The Broncos obviously 8-2 with the Chiefs coming in 5-4. Broncos have a huge opportunity here to make the Chiefs 5-5, to go 9-2. Depending on how the Chargers game goes, might be able to get a game against them as well. We'll know going into the game whether they won or lost. So winning this game wouldn't necessarily lock up the AFC West, but it will certainly put you even further in the driver's seat than they are now, being the leaders. So huge game. The season isn't over if they lose, because could still have a shot at the division, definitely have a shot at the wild card, but definitely want to win this game. Obviously always want to beat the Chiefs. A lot of things up in the air for the Broncos on the injury front. Unfortunately, we already know about PS2. Probably not going to find out until Wednesday whether or not he practices. I wouldn't think he's going to play this week,
Especially with the bye week coming up after.
but it's a huge game. He wants to get out there, and he'll do everything he can. But there's limitations with injuries, so he's obviously the first one we're looking at this week. Dobbins. Who the hell knows what's going on with Dobbins? Again, that's another we're not going to find out until Wednesday. Hurt his foot on that hip drop
tackle.
Thank you. Hip drop tackle towards the end of the game. Came back, said he was good after the game. But the latest news came out that he is waiting a second opinion, which usually don't go look for a second opinion if you like the first one.
Yeah.
So that scares the shit out of me. If Dobbins is out, can't throw the ball with Bo the way he's playing. Won't be able to run the ball.
RJ's, like I said a couple weeks ago, RJ just hasn't shown the consistency to be able to just trust him with that.
Yeah, no, he's not ready to be the number one guy yet. He's a pretty good receiver threat, but when you're number one running back, you need to be able to run the ball, and he's just not quite there yet. So need Dobbins to play. If he's missing in this game, my confidence in the Broncos winning this game is just almost zero. But let's just be hopeful and say that he's going to play. And then news came out today as well. Broncos are going to be missing Alex Singleton. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Oh, yeah, he got.
Oh yeah.
So he was diagnosed with testicular cancer.
I mean, luckily he got it cleaned up. So
First and foremost, obviously, football is second, but glad he's okay.
Yeah.
Got the surgery. They caught it early thanks to a random drug test.
Yeah.
That was crazy. So shout out to Alex Singleton. Cool first name. Speedy recovery. And but I mean, we have to talk about football. He's going to be missing. Thankfully, obviously, Drake Greenlaw is back. Justice Stronad has played really well with Alex Singleton while Drake Greenlaw is out. So have depth at the linebacker position there. Stronad has played great. But Singleton wears that green dot, so I don't know how Vance is going to move that over. Dre's still relatively new to the defense, being he's played 3 games, excuse me. So really need to see how that goes. Marvin Mims looks like he should play because he was practicing towards the end of last week, so he should be back from concussion protocol. So those are big things. If I have to give my major key takeaway from this game, you have to limit the Chiefs. The Broncos have been really bad at time of possession this year. They leveled things out with the Raiders, but that first quarter, the Raiders had the ball for like 12 minutes out of the 15. You can't let Patrick Mahomes stay on the field and just march down the field and score, and then march down the field and score, and then march down the field and score. So Broncos going to have to be really good in the red zone. And it's going to be a bend, don't break type of night.
Especially with your secondary not being there.
Well, if PSU's not playing.
Well, even then, like Riley Moss has been, a little bit injured. Even if he's been playing, it might not be 100%. That could still lead to a mishap here or there.
He popped up on the injury report last week, and he played great. I'm not going to take any Riley Moss slander on this podcast.
It's not slander. I'm just saying he like you say, he came up on the injury report. He may not at 100%. Maybe something happens. Exactly.
So there was no worry there. There's no worry with Riley Moss. However, the Chiefs are moving the ball on offense, and we all know how Mahomes could take a play that looks like it's completely dead, broken. He scrambles, throws some sidearm bullshit to Travis Kelce, and gains 30 yards on 3rd and 12.
Yep.
That's going to happen a few times throughout the game. I'm going to want to punch a hole through my TV. So the Broncos need to keep them out of the end zone because they're going to move the ball. Even against the great defense the Broncos have, they're going to move the ball. Need to keep them out of the end zone when they do get to the red zone. The Broncos do have the number one red zone defense, so they can do it. But need to keep the game close, because we've talked about how Bo Nix is struggling. As much as I'd love to say he just flips a switch and throws for 340 yards and 3 touchdowns this week, it's very unlikely that he just does that. If he plays a little bit better than last week and could keep his feet under him and play a little bit better, they have a little bit of a shot. But he's not going to play lights out and just go crazy shit against his Chiefs defense. So that's a big takeaway. And also, can't beat yourselves. This Chiefs team, although they are 5-4, they have Andy Reid, they have Patrick Mahomes. They definitely can't beat anybody on any given Sunday.
Especially coming off a bye.
Again, shout out to NFL schedule makers for making sure that happened. That wasn't a coincidence. And the Broncos are the number one penalized team in the league. So if you put yourselves in a position against the Chiefs where you're constantly looking at 2nd and 15, 2nd and 20, 3rd and 15, you're not going to be able to move the sticks, and Mahomes is going to get right back on the field. And earmuffs for anybody that's watching that's under 18, you're fucked. So let's keep our shit together and maybe not end up behind the sticks all game because of penalties like we've been doing all year. So those are my key takeaways.
You got a bold prediction for game?
I think the defense is going to roll still. The Chiefs aren't going to be able to move the ball because, again, they're the Chiefs. You have to respect them still until we knock them off and win the division this year. Fingers crossed. You still have to respect them.
I need to cross more than just your fingers.
I don't know what else to cross, but you let me know if you think of something.
Toes, eyes.
I'm gonna cross my balls. So I do think the defense gets wrong. I mean, how do you beat the Chiefs? You hit Patrick Mahomes and you hit him early, you hit Hamilton, right? So I do think they will get after Mahomes. I think they'll get, let's say, 5 sacks. So they'll get to him plenty. And I do think they do get a turnover. So the defense rolls. It's all going to be up to the offense. Can they get their shit together? Can they click? Can Dobbins and Mims get on the field? And can Bo just get out of his own way and maybe complete a few passes here and there? So we'll get to picks here in a little bit and see how I really feel about this game. But that's kind of my lead up to it.
Damn.
You guys have anything else to add?
Doesn't sound very confident.
I'm not. Chiefs are a good team.
They are. They don't have
playing great, but the offense is not.
Yeah, they don't have a good record. It's a decent. It's not good. They're not currently in the playoff standings, but they're a game out. It's still early enough, not for the Raiders, but it's early enough for somebody that's around 500 to still make a push.
Yeah. Well, the Raiders aren't near 500. So.
That's what I'm saying. Not the Raiders.
It's funny how you guys are talking about the Broncos and the Chiefs, but yet the Raiders are still being brought up.
Oh, it's because you're here and we just want to talk shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we gotta. There's a third component to this pod, so we gotta at least bring it in somehow.
It's fine.
Anything else?
I mean, I got next, but
you guys want to move off the Broncos Chiefs? You guys want to keep going? Anything else you want to add?
I mean, I'll add it when we do predictions, but if anything.
Let's do that. All right. Well, then that brings us to the Raiders game. They got the Cowboys on Monday night.
Yep.
The whole nation gets to watch
The whole nation. All of California.
2 weeks in a row.
All of California is going to be watching this game, basically.
With no teams from California playing.
Yeah. But yeah, there's the most fans here in California. But yeah, it's going to be a very not exciting game. The only thing that's probably going to be exciting is probably going to be the Dallas Cowboys offense. Our offensive line is in shambles right now. JPJ is out he might be out for the year.
Might as well just keep him out.
Dylan Parham is going to be gone for a couple of weeks. Colin Miller isn't ready to come back. So I don't even know who our guards are going to be. I know Alex Cap was going to be one of them. He's been playing like garbage all season, so that's not going to work out. So, I mean, at this point, I'd rather just have some of the rookies out there. I mean, they're not ready, but, I mean, might as well just see what we got with them. So, yeah, our offensive line is going to be struggling for sure. It's not like Gino hasn't been struggling all season.
With a better O-line.
And they got Quentin Williams coming in.
I mean, that O-line has been, like, struggling all season. So, I mean...
They're revamped.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, before the trading deadline, I was kind of like, okay, that defense, I know nobody really stood out to me in that defense, but now with Quentin Williams himself, Logan Wilson, he's pretty good, but, Quentin Williams himself, he's just going to be a wrecking ball in the middle. So, whoever's going to be in the middle, good luck. But I am excited to see this defense continue to play. They are playing a really good offense, so we'll see how that goes. But I feel like if we continue getting that pressure on the quarterback and limiting the runs, we won't get killed that bad. But
we're gonna lose, but we're gonna keep it close.
Yeah, if anything, I feel like the only reason we will lose is because I just don't see the offense really moving, especially with the offense line, that all the injuries in the offensive line. So, my key point is going to be really to see this offensive line, to see how it really stands up. I wouldn't say the Dallas Cowboys have the best defensive line, but
it's going to be a much improved Quentin Williams.
Exactly, yeah. So it's going to be a lot tougher than it was before. So it's going to be a good test to see our, secondary, third.
But there's ways to scheme. There's ways to scheme around bad offensive line.
That was going to be my other key point. It's going to see Chip Kelly's adapting.
You have confidence in Chip Kelly to do that.
Adapting to a different, like all that play calling. Honestly, at this point, it's not that I'm just seeing what, if they're capable of doing, adapting to stuff like this. And if they are great, that means we can keep moving forward. If not, then it's a clear sign we got to move on from them after this season. So at the end of the day, at this point, even though Raider Nation didn't want to have this, it's an evaluation season. So, let's see, evaluate fucking Chip Kelly, if he can make this offense move, then great. Let's keep it going with him. If he can't, if he keeps struggling, if he keeps not using Genty and all this stuff, then, I don't know. Maybe Raiders are going to have to clean the house and just start all over. I have no idea.
But at this point, do you even want him to, overuse Genty because you're putting him in more positions?
Well, it's just like this. It's just the same thing like I said before. It's not really just putting him out there just to get hurt. It's to see what we have. See what this offense is capable of. See what he's capable of doing. Because we haven't really seen him have a full game. We haven't seen this offense actually have anything. So, for us just to see a spark in the offense would be great. Yeah, right now at this point, it doesn't really matter because, a win is just going to ruin our fucking draft spot. But, at this point,
I'm so glad I'm not that.
But at this point for me, it's I still want to see this improvement in this team. So, if if some magical way we win this game and Chip Kelly fucking calls one of the best games all season, so be it. If this defense can hold Dak Prescott like they did with Bo, I'll be happy. But at the end of the day, that's a lot to call for. I mean,
You guys have had some good. I feel like as I'm a Raider hater, and I always will be. You guys have had put together decent sides of football, like the last couple weeks.
Well, yeah,
You guys had a good defensive showing versus the Broncos.
And that's the thing. Like we've had
Had a good offensive showing versus the Jaguars. It just haven't put it together.
Yeah, like we haven't
one game.
We haven't had like the offense to complement the defense with with all that. So, that's why I'm saying that's why the last couple of weeks Chip Kelly has been the one that's been getting all the seltzers because he's the one that's basically in charge of the entire offense. A lot of people want to blame Pete. Yeah, he's a head coach, but he lets his coaches coach. Chip Kelly has had the experience of coaching in the league, so he doesn't need somebody to be holding his hand, telling him what he should and shouldn't be doing. I mean, yeah, he gave him Geno to work with, but Geno's not the only thing that's struggling. This offensive line has been struggling since week one. The rookie receivers are struggling. Like they can't get any separation against the Broncos. They were missed open catches and stuff like that. Like a lot of key mistakes. One of them got rid of a big run for freaking Genty. I think it was Alex Best for holding. Thornton, I forgot what he did, but it was another big play that he got rid of, So it's just overall the offense right now is just from the receiving to the offensive line is just all
No development.
No development, pretty much.
Yeah, it's been rough. No hot take.
My hot take. I think this defense is going to continue, like Omar mentioned. We did really good against the Jaguars. We did really good against the Denver. I feel like they're going to keep growing.
With the Cowboys, man.
I know, but I just feel like, we're not going to hold them down to kind of to 7 points, kind of like we did with you guys. But I feel like
it was 10.
Okay, but I feel like it's going to still be a pretty low scoring game. So yeah, I feel. Overall, it's probably going to be just a boring, really low scoring game.
I don't know if they have the secondary to take care of Lamb and Pickens, but
I feel like we have the line to be able to get pressure. So that's the one thing for me right there. Sure, we don't have the corners, but we can definitely get stop the run and get the pressure.
But Geno's got Tyler Lockett again, though.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the time, or he doesn't have the time, and he can't get out of the pocket to do anything else.
Okay, well that pretty much covers it. Anything else to add to the Chargers Cowboys game?
But Tyler Lockett, though.
Hey, he was leading. He led receivers. He led in receiving this last game with 44 yards.
That's what I'm saying. He's like, I got Tyler Lockett again, though.
Yeah, Raiders Cowboys. I think the only thing I'll add is an apology to the entire country that has to watch this game
on a Monday.
On a Monday Night Football game.
We already struggled with 2 Broncos games. Now we got to watch this. Damn.
Yeah. So let's get to game picks and give us some scores. We got 3 games to pick this week. Let's start with the Chargers and the Jags. Omar, lead the way.
I think it's going to be a higher scoring game. I think it's going to be whoever has a couple key possessions on defense is going to win it. I think it's going to be the Chargers, obviously.
Have you picked against the Chargers yet?
No, I never will.
You're tripping, dude. You got to take off those goggles at some point. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Not as long as I keep this flowing. They won't come off.
Okay.
That makes sense. Why he never picks against them then.
Yeah, you're tripping. But go ahead.
They only lost 3 times, so why pick against them?
Broncos have lost. Go ahead.
I think it's going to be a higher scoring game. 31-27 Chargers.
Okay.
Yeah, when I look at this game, again, the Jags just don't really scare me. How they've gotten to 5 wins, I don't know. But they're there. But when I look at it, who do I trust more? Do I trust Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence, or do I trust Harbaugh and Herbert in a regular season game. And it's Harbaugh and Herbert. So I think the Chargers win this game. I don't know if it's crazy high scoring game, but let's go something like 24-20. Chargers win.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying the Jaguars are actually a good team, but I do remember in the beginning of the season they were leading in turnovers. Their defense was pretty solid. I know when they played against the Raiders, I know they had a lot of injuries, so I have no idea how they are in injuries right now versus you guys. So it is gonna. I feel like it's gonna be. I mean, yeah, I feel like even though we may not see them like as a threat, I feel like they can easily sneakily be a threat. But I still think that your guys' defense will stop that offense. I feel like their defense. I feel like their secondary won't be able to really control Keenan Allen, Ladd McConkey, and Johnson and everything. So I mean, I think it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a lot closer. So I'm gonna go ahead and say 28-26, the Chargers, and I feel like it's gonna be a last minute Chargers having the ball last and probably a field goal. Dicker the kicker.
Dickerson the kickerson.
Close enough.
Speaking of which, the broadcast team on Sunday night, when Dicker missed that kick, it's Collinsworth, right?
Yes.
He was so excited about him missing that kick. Do you remember that?
Yes. I'm like,
It was like going ape shit. He was so excited.
I know. I was like, you're lucky that era of Chargers failure has kind of gone past now with Cam Dicker there as our place kicker, because if it was anybody else, it probably would have started just like you said earlier, that snowball effect going downhill. Dicker has I like him so much because he's like that type of guy where he's just like that weird, quirky guy, like a typical kicker.
Yeah, I was gonna say the best kickers are like that.
Yeah, the typical kicker that just like weird and just he likes the camera, messes with everybody, says weird things, and just a weird person. Those are the best kickers. They're weird. They're by themselves. Leave them alone, and they do their own thing. And yeah.
Well, let's get to the Broncos Chiefs game. Huge game for the AFC West, and what it means for obviously the Broncos in the Chiefs, but Third and Thirsty podcast as well, and how things are going to look next week when we record. Are the Broncos still going to be in first place? Are they not?
Will Edgar come and record by himself because I'll be out of the country and Alex will be hiding under the ground?
Might be.
If that happens, we're not gonna have a video because I have no idea how to do any of this stuff. I'll probably just put a Instagram post. I'll be like, "So it's just me. Raiders lost again." Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be a tough game. The disadvantage for us is we have to pick these games on Monday. We don't know what the injury report is going to look like, and that's going to play a big part in this game. Is PS2 going to play? Marvin Mims, I expect him to be back, but who knows? Concussions are weird. Dobbins, we have no idea what's going on with him at this point on Monday night. He could be good to go. He could be out the rest of the season. So, kind of at a disadvantage. I'm just going to pretend as though the injury report is not good. And if that's the case, I have a really hard time picking the Broncos. I hate to say it. I'm hoping I'm wrong, and I'm just kind of setting myself up to if the Broncos do lose, then I'm not super disappointed because I kind of expected it to happen. Chiefs are a very good football team, when they always will be when they have Mahomes and Reed. I have a lot of faith in the defense that they'll be able to contain them, not let them go apeshit and have a crazy game. But with what I'm seeing from Bo, it's hard for me to say that he's going to be able to keep up with Mahomes at this point. So I do think the Broncos will keep them in check, keep them to field goals for the most part. Chiefs still get in the end zone at some point. So let's say Chiefs 17, Broncos 7.
Unbelieving.
We went over it last episode. I still believe in Bo, but right now he just doesn't have it. I don't believe he's just going to flip on a switch and go crazy, which he might need to do, especially if Dobbins doesn't play. He needs to have a great game, and I can't see him doing it at this point. So, what do you guys think?
Anytime Dobbins pops up on the injury report, it's always a very large cause for concern. It's just that's how he's been his whole career. He's great when he's there, but he's not always there. For his sake, I'm still a Dobbins fan. No hard feelings from him leaving, going to the Broncos. It is what it is. It's football. It's also business. So I'm hoping that it's nothing crazy on his side, and he can come back. But like I said, it is you never know with him.
Yeah.
And that is a big part of the Broncos offense.
It's the only thing that's been working.
Yeah. Well, it's the one thing that's been working, so it keeps everything else in play. Even if it doesn't work, it keeps it in play.
Right.
So, yeah, if it's not for him, then I don't see where the Broncos are getting a consistent offensive output.
Okay, so tell us the score.
Yeah, let's say he doesn't play. Yeah, I'm going 24-14.
Well, I have more confidence in the Broncos offense than I do.
24-14.
14.
Yeah. I feel like they'll still put something together. A couple drives, a couple field goals, or if they can get close enough and get a broken play, get a touchdown. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, I think your guys' defense is good enough to be kind of like how the Eagles were in the Super Bowl, you're pressuring like Mahomes. I mean, come on now, you guys literally were freaking tearing it up last week. You guys are gonna destroy that freaking sack record. So I can see you guys harassing Mahomes is gonna be a super low score. I do see you guys kind of struggling just because the Chiefs do have a really good front like defensive line with Chris Jones and everything. But I feel like you guys will be slowly being able to move the ball a little bit more. So it's going to be definitely field goals. But I'm going to go 13-12. And the only reason is because I feel like you guys are going to be able to score just in the fourth quarter. And that's what's going to get you guys like that freaking win.
13-12 Broncos?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You think the Broncos are going to win?
Yeah. So it's going to be like 12-6 in the fourth quarter, and you guys just scoring
put some magic together.
Yeah.
And get a win.
It's gonna be one of those ones that he's like, he doesn't like do a big play. It's one of those ones slowly but moving the ball. Like, even if J.K. Dobbins doesn't play, like maybe R.J. Harvey kind of throws it out from the backfield. But yeah, it's gonna be definitely a field goal type of game.
Yeah, man. Well, shit. I hope you're right. It seems like both of you guys have a little bit more confidence in the Broncos than I do.
Just because I really don't want the Chiefs to win.
14 points isn't that.
Throughout 7. So
yeah, but still.
Let's get to the Raiders. They played the Monday night game against the Cowboys. How do you see it going, Edgar?
So honestly, like I said, I can see this defense doing pretty good, but I feel like they're going to get winded. I feel like this offense is not going to help them out whatsoever. They're going to be on the field too much. So my score is going to be just real quick. It's going to be 24-10.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely got the Cowboys playing or winning this week as well. Revamped defense with Quinn and Williams. I don't know why they made the trade for this year, but they did, and they're going to be better for it. Still not going to make the playoffs, but good enough to beat the Raiders. I don't know how beat up Geno is going to be after the Broncos kick the shit out of him. But no, we'll see how the offense plays with the Raiders. I don't think they're going to be able to put much together. Let's say Raiders 13, Cowboys 28.
All right. I don't think Quinn Williams is going to make a big of a difference as you guys think right away. It's going to take him a couple of weeks to get into it. I still think.
Why? There's not much scheming. Like, plug the middle.
I mean, he hasn't really.
Yeah,
he hasn't really.
There's different things.
I will say that
there's different ways that the interior defensive linemen get put in positions to either eat up double teams.
Yeah, totally. But I mean,
Or
I don't think
get
it's
put
rocket
up-
science.
Yeah.
Be strong, be bigger than the guy in front of you, and I think he is. So
Yeah, but sometimes you don't know what they're asking of them. Sometimes they're they're going to ask him, "Hey, everybody's going to know that you're coming in. You're the new guy in town. We're going to try to key you into certain positions, certain plays to get sacked, just to get your name out there. Like they're going to be keying in on you. You're going to get double teamed. Just eat those double teams so the rest of the line can eat. You don't know what they're trying to have him do. I just don't think it's going to be as easy for him starting it off. It might take him a couple weeks to get into the whole scheme of things with the rest of the defense. So I'm not going to say that the Raiders are going to win. Raiders aren't going to win. But I still think that they're still going to, the defense for the Broncos, the Cowboys is not going to improve from one week to another like that. I still think it's going to be a higher scoring game. Obviously, the Cowboys win 34-24.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. It makes it more exciting.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a higher scoring game. I don't think that you guys think that from one week to another, a new player is going to make that much of a difference.
No, it's not really that.
It will. It's going to take a couple weeks
Of course,
for it to build into what Quentin Williams is.
I'm sure, but the thing is like it doesn't really take somebody to try to collapse the pocket and trying to go for the quarterback. But I will say that, I mean, this year he only has one sack and hardly any pressures.
It's not going to make that much difference to a Cowboys really bad defense.
But you never know new start, feeling fresh, so you never know.
Okay.
But yeah.
Anything else you guys want to add this week?
No. At this point, I'm just, keep doing my parlays and just keep trying to make this season.
I believe I'm going to say this, but go Chiefs. Sorry. I just threw up there.
Wait, you saying go Chiefs, but you picked the Broncos to win?
Yeah, but
You're just hoping for two.
I picked the Chiefs.
Oh, I thought you picked the Broncos. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I thought you picked the Broncos.
Yeah, I gave them more points, and I score.
I picked the Broncos to lose.
Yeah.
No, I thought when you were saying all this, I thought you were saying like Denver the entire time.
Go Chiefs.
All right. Well, I think that's it. Omar is definitely a Taylor Swift fan now, and
Sorry. All right.
it's 87 days until Bo Nix wins his first Super Bowl. Cheers.
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 I was going to say, even you don't believe that one.